Let's say if you wanted to invest $10,000 into company XYZ, and let's say the stock price of company XYZ is currently $20 per share. Now let's say this company is going to pay a quarterly dividend, and they're going to pay a quarterly dividend of 50 cents per share. With this information, how much would you expect to receive in the next quarterly payment? What will be the value of the quarterly check that you're going to receive from company XYZ? How do you get that answer? In order to calculate it, first you need to know how many shares you have. So if you invested $10,000 into this company at an average price of 20 bucks per share, if you divide 10,000 by 20, you're going to get 500 shares. So that's how much 500 shares is going to cost. 500 times 20 is 10,000. Now, if you multiply the number of shares by the dividend that you're going to receive per share, this is going to equal the value of your quarterly payment. So half of 500 is 250. So that's how much you should expect to receive in your next quarterly payment. Now, on an annual basis, since there's 4 quarters in a year, if you receive 4 of these payments in a whole year, on an annual basis, you're receiving $1,000 in dividends per year. So that's how you can calculate how much your dividend checks will be if you know how many shares you own. Now, what is the dividend yield for this stock? How can you calculate that? I'm going to show you 2 ways in which you can calculate the dividend yield. So the dividend yield, you can calculate it by taking the annual dividend, let's call it AD, and dividing that by the stock price, multiplying that by 100%. So it's 50 cents per share in 1 quarter. On an annual basis, if you receive that 4 times, 50 cents times 4, that means you're receiving a total of $2 per share on an annual basis. So that's the annual dividend. The current stock price is $20 multiplied by 100%. So 2 divided by 20 is 0.10, and if you multiply that by 100, that gives you a dividend yield of 10%. So that's how you can calculate the dividend yield, is by taking the annual dividend, dividing it by the stock price, and multiplying by 100%. Now, we can get the same answer looking at it from another perspective. So if we take the annual amount of what we're going to earn in dividends, which is $1,000, and we divide that by our original investment, which is 10,000, multiply that by 100%, this will give us the same answer of 10%. Notice that if you multiply 10,000 by 10%, it'll give you this number, 1,000. Now here's another question for you. Let's say if you want to invest $5,000 into stock ABC, which is currently paying an annual dividend of 7%. How much would you expect to receive on an annual basis and on a quarterly basis for your dividends? If you want to do a quick estimate, all you have to do is multiply the amount that you want to invest by the dividend yield. So 5,000 times 7%, 7% as a decimal, if you divide 7 by 100, that's 0.07. This will give you 350. So this is how much you expect to receive in a year. So this is per year. That's your annual dividend. Now, if you want to calculate the quarterly dividend, you need to divide that by 4. So on a quarterly basis, you're going to be receiving $87.50 per check 4 times per year. If you invest $5,000 in a company paying a 7% dividend yield. So that's basically it for this video. Hopefully it gave you a good introduction into how dividends work. Now, when you look at this number, $350 per year, you may not think that it's very significant because you can easily earn that with a regular job within a week. So this is not really life-changing income. But is there a way in which you can significantly increase the amount of dividends that you can earn from a company? There's a video that I've created, and it's on my Patreon page. It's entitled Super Dividend Yield. In this video, I want to open your eyes. I want to give you awareness in terms of how you can unleash the true power of dividend investing. I want to open your eyes so that you can see it from a different perspective, where you can see how powerful this can be. And I'm going to show you the numbers behind it as well, backed up by historical examples. So for those of you who want to see that video, check out the links in the description section below.